everyone, it's Ella, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a study with me. So I started my day around 9:15 and I wrote down everything that I needed to do today and marked down on my calendar that I was revising and doing schoolwork, because I think if I can see obviously visually how much I've been doing, and when I've been doing it, it just sort of helps me know and keep track of all the work that I've been doing outside of school. Once that was done, I went on to do my history homework, which took around 25 minutes, half an hour. It wouldn't have taken me as long as it did, but I decided to do the challenge. So it was on the Norman England and church reforms on the Norman England. It was on church reforms in Norman England. Sorry, I just got my words mixed up then. And we got given a list of words and we had to write their definitions, and then the challenge was to pick 4 other words and write the definitions when it related to Norman England church reforms. So yeah, that again took around 25 minutes. So when that was finished, I just started packing up, and then I moved on to proofread my 2 mini dissertations that I'm doing for a university project. So I am on a university program at school, and every year so far we have been given challenges and projects. So this year I had to write 2 mini dissertations, each had to be a minimum of 500 words. So I was just proofreading the drafts that I'd already done and editing it and all that sort of stuff, and then I emailed my dad a copy of what I had done so far. So then when he had got a break in his work, because he works from home, I asked him if he would just go through and edit it and write notes about it, and then any improvements that could be done. So that's what we did then. And so yeah, and then I just ticked it off of my to-do list, and then I moved on to my English revision and homework. So the first thing I did was edit and finish a paragraph on Macbeth's outlook on life and his change. It's Act 5, I think it's Act 5, it's one of the last scenes, and it's the one where he's saying tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and he's talking about the candle because he's just found out Lady Macbeth has just killed herself. Very interesting book. And then once that was finished, I just went through and proofread it. Again, this took a bit longer than I thought, because it was just trying to give new ideas, and I find it hard because there wasn't that much to write on, even though it seems like there's loads. Just trying to be specific about it and not repeating myself, which I tend to do a lot. Once I had finished doing that, I then took out my extract, because I've got an exam the week after we come back. So I started annotating my extract using my Macbeth book with all my notes, and I know if you look on my Macbeth book there are so many notes and so much highlighting, but oh well. So yeah, and then I also got up a Mr. Bruff YouTube video. So all I was doing was just annotating the extract and just putting on different ideas and different things like that. So my question is on Lady Macbeth and how is she presented as powerful and things like that. So I was just sort of linking back to previous scenes and all that sort of stuff on my extract, and just showing how it foreshadows things and all this sort of stuff, because it is from the first scene we hear, so not from previous scenes, from scenes after. I'm just sort of linking back and sort of trying to develop my notes on my extract, because it technically is a closed book when we do my exam, even though we got given our extract over the holidays to plan our exam for and our essay questions. So yeah, that's what I was doing, and I was just trying to write down key quotes and everything, which I did again later. Once I had spent enough time using my book and got as much notes as I could out of my Macbeth copy, I then went ahead and used my revision guide. I have the York Notes one, but the CPG one is also just as good depending on where you just prefer to buy it from. So I went on to the different scenes and the character information that it has on it, And then I remembered that I had another paragraph to finish, which is on Lady Macbeth's guilt, so I just went ahead and did that. And there's actually an example response in the Macbeth book for how his guilt presented in both Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, so I just used that to help model my answer. That didn't take too long because I'd pretty much finished it anyway, and then I just started flicking through the revision book, seeing if there's anything else that I needed to go back onto my extract. I realise this is a bit of a wishy-washy way to do it, but I just forgot about the paragraph, to be quite honest, until I came across the guilt section. So I was just flicking through my book, and then my dad actually came into my room. That's why there's a bit of a time jump, because he came in and said that he'd emailed me back the university project stuff and just told me some more notes. So I got up his email, I just put my English stuff to the side and went ahead and edited this. This took quite a while, but I did actually get my word count up to like 990 odd on the second question, and also about 700 and something else on the first question. I can't remember how much it is, so that's why I've got odd and something else for the numbers. So I just spent time doing this. This took a while, but I wanted this to be alright, and I have sent this off again to my dad just to proofread it after I've edited and annotated it, just to make sure it seems alright. So this took a while, but I did actually have to quote some lyrics as well. So one of my questions is, what subject do you want to study at university, and how does this subject have an impact on our society? And I want to study music so far at university. So I did quote some lyrics and how it impacts your society. So NF, shout out to you, thank you for your song therapy session, because I used those lyrics. So yeah. I also played the song as well in the background, just so I could get a bit of a better feel for how the song went, because I have listened to it a lot of the times before this. So I was just playing it as I was writing it, because I feel like if you're writing about a song, it's probably best to have that song playing as well. So that's all I was doing. I was just typing up the lyrics and quoting it and everything. So yeah. So at 11:15 I took my lunch break. I also had an optician's appointment at 11:30. That's why my break was so long, because I had my optician's appointment where it sorted out my contacts and everything, and then I also had my lunch. So when we got back at 2:45, I started on some more English revision. So I re-watched Mr. Bruff's video. I've watched that video about 3 times now. So then I just started making a mind map on Lady Macbeth, and I wrote down all the quotes. I just blurted everything onto that piece of paper, where it will show her as powerful and manipulative, because even though my question is mainly powerful, I wanted to try and get some more bits in about other aspects to her of how she's powerful, because I think that her manipulation is powerful in a way. So I tried to get as many quotes down as I could, and I also colour coded it to each act. So my extracts from Act 1, so then from Act 2 till 5, I just colour coded it and everything, and this took quite a while, and it's not even finished yet. And then I went on to do a character profile. So basically I just wrote down everything about Lady Macbeth, her character development. I also wrote down some context about women in Elizabethan times, God I can't speak, and just sort of different ways how her character's developed, how she's portrayed is Shakespeare and all this sort of stuff. Basically just everything about Lady Macbeth is on that sheet. I also went ahead and did some other research bits on language structure and form and how Macbeth is written, because obviously as Lady Macbeth becomes more mentally deranged, her speech is also like it's not following iambic pentameter anymore, and I wanted to sort of talk about that. And I also wanted to talk about her like rise to not power, but like sort of her downfall and her rise in Macbeth and her character progression as well. So I just wanted to do a bit of that, just to sort of like back up from some different contextual knowledge of Macbeth when I write my essay. So yeah, this I didn't actually finish, but by the time I'd started finishing everything, I started becoming like really tired and everything, so I was just like, yep. So there was some more on language on that sheet, so yeah. So this bit of revision on language is the last thing I did. This was just to wrap it up, and then I wrote myself a to-do list of what I have got left to do for revision, not just for English, but I had some French revision as well, just to sort of like learn the content and the verbs and vocab and everything. So this is all I did. I was just writing down a to-do list of what I have got left, and then I started to pack up, and hallelujah, honestly that is like the most revision I have done like ever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this study with me. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and also let me know which sort of videos you want to see. So yeah, leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you later. Bye.